which took place before the release of the very first Oasis album. And it starts with the two of them on their acoustic guitars with a version of a song that was to become a classic with Noel on vocals. Let's jump in here. Okay, let's see, 24 and a half minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock. Good evening, Bonehead. Good evening, Noel.
Good evening.
From the band Oasis. Let's say, just since we've had some numbers from the album already, 2 numbers in the programme tonight, you both got guitars. What are you going to do? Give us something live.
Could do Live Forever for you. Yeah?
Which we played earlier.
Oh, alright then.
But no, I know. I'd like to hear it this week. That's what I'm trying to say.
Get on with it.
Get on with it.
I like it. Okay, Noel and Bonehead, fair play to you. That's the current single, of course. Well, the current smash hit single, I should add, indeed, from Oasis, and that's just the two of you there on guitars here live in the studio with it. Now, the album is just about out, right? It's going to be out in a few days' time, at the end of the month,
Yeah,
right?
Monday.
Okay, and like the press have had it, and the press have got it, and the press have given it a serious thumbs up, right?
Yeah.
Is it a relief to have the album out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a serious relief.
Yeah.
Was there a problem, or was there a possibility that fights on ferries and fights on stage and this, that and the other and hotel room trashings and all the rest might start getting in the way and getting in the way of the music? And that's Oasis, that's what they are, they're a bunch of whatever.
Yeah. But not only that, I mean, that did detract from the music for a while. We're sort of getting over that now, but not only that, but because the songs on the album are mostly 2 years old anyway, so we've been living with them songs for 2 years, so we just want to get this album out in the shops, and we want to go and tour it around the world and then just go and do another one, because we've been living with this album for 2 years.
And you have enough stuff together, I presume, for another one?
Oh yeah, of course,
yeah.
No problem.
No.
So we're not in a sort of a 5 years between albums, Stone Roses situation, or maybe 6 or 7?
Not so. No.
It's nothing like that at all.
No.
So you will have one out pretty soon then, maybe
Yeah,
a year or two.
we'll have one out this time next year, hopefully, if everything goes to plan.
Okay, what does it mean though when, like, I mean, regardless of what it is, like you have press releases that say you're the greatest thing since sliced pan or whatever, but you've also got the press saying the same thing. Is it a bit of a dodgy one, having the press saying that a little bit too much? I mean, you're this year's thing whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Now, I think it's probably very good if you play it well, but do you think you've played it well so far?
We always thought we were the greatest band in England anyway, so for somebody else to start saying it didn't really surprise us, but it does tend to put a lot of people off when you've been plastered across all the music press, and people just tend to go, oh well, they can't be that good because of what the media's saying. But people can actually go into the shop and buy 3 singles by us today, and next week they'll be able to go and buy 3 singles and an album and a load of B-sides, so there'll be at least nearly 25 songs. So we're not just an invention of the press. We're actually a band who does write songs, and we do put them in the shops, and people can go and buy them, and then they can judge us by the music, because all the hype and all the the stuff about ferries and all that lasts for a week in the press, and then it's forgotten about, or it lasts for 6 months and people keep mentioning it. But the album and the records will be in the shops for the next 50, 60, 70 years, so that is what will stand the test of time.
So in other words, let the music do the talking.
Yeah,
exactly.
And in terms of, like, classic albums, seminal albums, etc., in the year 2020, you'd like people to look back on this album released next
I
year?
think they will do.
I'd like people to look back and say it was the first of many.
The first of many. Definitely, maybe, being the album. Okay. Just one thing about, like, I mean, there's obviously going to be some comparisons made towards the Suede thing in terms of just that press thing again. The way, like, for instance, Suede with the cover of 19, I think, magazines before they even released their debut album. And I think they did well. I mean, like, when the album came out, it was bloody okay, Like, it wasn't...
It was a good
like,
single,
considering, like, I thought it wasn't going to be that good. But even the slow songs I thought were good. But by the same token, there's this big thing about, with every band, obviously, making it in America or doing it in America. And you've been over there recently.
Yeah.
And how important is that to you? Because let's face it, Suede didn't do it.
No. Well, the thing about bands like Blur and Suede is that they're too English for a start. So some kid in Boston ain't going to understand what Brett Anderson or... I mean, no one's going to understand Park Life outside of, Putney or something
Watford
like that.
Gap.
Or, anyone north of Watford Gap ain't going to get on Park Life. I was talking to someone on the phone the other day from Australia who said, do you guys ever see Blur? So we said, yeah, and he said, could you tell him that the rest of the world doesn't get the joke?
Cruel, but possibly fair. Well, I don't know.
But I think that, I mean, we've got the songs that people all over the world probably can relate to, like Cigarettes and Alcohol, and like Live Forever, which is just a love song, really, But but we're not that interested in cracking America. We'll go over there and do the gigs, and if people buy the records, then they'll decide whether we crack America or not. We're not going over there desperately crawling on our hands and knees to our record company saying,
We've got to crack America.
please get us a top 10 in America. It's like Bill Shankly always said, you've got to win the league before you can enter the European Cup, haven't you? So
this is quite true indeed. All right. God bless him. Okay, well then, what about with the album out now then, and just the whole idea that people will hear this thing? I mean, if you take it from the albums that you used to listen to yourself, for instance, what were they, by the way? I mean, like, you were talking, people keep talking Beatles. You're too young to remember the Beatles.
yeah, of course I am.
But I mean, I
was born the day Sgt. Pepper's came out.
1st of June 1967.
It was, in fact, I was born the day of the press conference, which was the 29th of May 1967.
Really?
Yeah.
I see.
What are you laughing at in there?
So, well, then what did the Beatles mean to you? Because by the time you were out of nappies, they were gone.
Yeah, but what the Beatles mean to us as a band is some people who are maybe, I don't know, 10 years or older than us can remember life without the Beatles. We can never remember life without the Beatles. The Beatles have always been there for us. We don't remember what it was like before 1962 because I was only born in 1967. So as far as I'm concerned, the Beatles have been with me since the day I was born.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, so they just... Plus they made, you know, the first 2 records I ever heard were the Beatles, the Red Album and the Blue Album. And that's what taught me how to play guitar. That's what
2
taught
compilations.
me how to write songs. Yeah.
Have you gone back to listen to things maybe like Revolver, Rubber Soul and stuff like
Oh,
that?
I've got every single.
yeah.
I've got all the bootlegs and everything. But the 2 greatest albums are the red one and the blue one because you've got all the singles on there, and you've got.
Yeah.
If anybody, God forbid, there's out there that's never heard the Beatles, I mean, I'm sure it must be my gran for a start, probably.
Our drummer.
And our drummer. And it's like, you know, if anybody needs an introduction to the Beatles, I'd say buy the red one and the blue one. You've got everything there from Love Me Do to, you know, Hey Jude.
No, but the White Album isn't on the red and the blue, you know, to stick with the colours. And the White Album's the greatest album they ever made, I think.
Obla down, my guitar's gently weeps.
Oh, all right, okay. But like, it's about 25 tracks on that double album, you know. It's another 20.
It's a great album, but I'm saying it's like you've got on the White Album you've got great songs like you know, like Dear Prudence and Back in the USSR, but you've also got Piggies and Honey Pie, you know what I mean? And number, you know, Revolution number 9 and all that carry on. You got a lot. There's a
But
lot.
you've also got Sexy Sadie and Happiness is a Warm Gun, and you won't get them in the blue and the red album. They're brilliant.
No. But you would have
Anyway,
done the
we're
track
bogged
listing.
down
Yeah,
here
yeah.
in ridiculous semantics about the Beatles. Okay, so listen, the story, just very briefly then. Like, I mean, when Manchester was happening, or Manchester, let's call it, was happening in terms of Stone Roses and in terms of etc. Happy Mondays, what were you doing? I mean, was Oasis even alive?
No.
It really is that young. It really is only a year old we're talking about.
No,
it's more than well, it's
1991.
Okay, 1991. So therefore, what were you doing when Manchester was happening?
I was going down the Hacienda.
To see the bands in
To see
question?
I was too busy having a good time to think about being in a band. And then it all sort of got a bit boring, and then we decided that, you know, we all live around the same area and all play guitars, and we're all into the same music, so why didn't we do something to relieve the boredom? Didn't really think about that it'd end up like this until we wrote a couple of really decent songs, and I thought, oh, well, we're good enough now. And then we started to put ourselves about a bit, and as luck would have it, we sort of got the break when Alan McGee seen us in a club in Glasgow and just gave us a deal.
And like, had you listened to the Smiths in the mid-80s in terms of Manchester?
Oh,
Yeah.
my mate Johnny's a good mate of mine. I've got one of his guitars, by the way, actually.
Really? Johnny Marr? He's a good mate.
Somebody said to us tonight, you're the greatest Irish band since the Smiths.
Really? That's fair enough. Yeah, I suppose we better clear up this bit, Noel. I mean, as in Noel Gallagher. Where's it from? Mayo or somewhere? Don't know.
So is his all our parents are
Mine
Irish.
from Mayo as well.
Oh, Pat, the Bonehead family. I know them.
Bonehead's a big Irish name. Head. Never heard of the Head.
Yeah, have you never heard of Old Head?
And where in Mayo and who in Mayo? Is it Granny's or
Swinford, man.
Swinford? Yeah.
Charlestown, mine, which is just the next one up the road.
And
Charlestown.
who are we talking about here? Are we talking about grandparents?
No, my parents.
Oh, parents.
Parents,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, right.
Parents
I see.
from Charlestown. Granny still lives there, Sunnerbridge. My uncle lives in a place called Mordo, got his own mushroom growing business.
Has he?
Sweeney's Mushrooms. You'd probably
Enough
see him in Sainsbury's.
The less said about that, the better.
Absolutely.
What are you
What
laughing
kind of
at now,
mushrooms are we
Reece?
talking about?
I'm not winding it up.
Sounds like a Gallagher to me.
Yeah, mushrooms and all that, yeah.
Very good. Oh, so I presume, have you been here much before? Or?
I was over 2 months ago, seeing my gran.
I've not been since I was about sort of 16, so that's a long time ago, because I'm the old man of the band.
You're the old man of the band. Bonehead is the old man
I'm
of the
hoping
band.
to go back at Christmas, because my parents went back last year. In
Go back
Foxford
home,
now.
as they say.
They've gone back home, they've gone to Foxford, so I'm going to go at Christmas, hopefully, for a week.
Right.
And chill out, as you do.
Alright, well listen, getting back to Manchester then, I mean the whole Tony Wilson thing right the way through, the Hacienda you mentioned, like the Manchester thing, I mean, was it as good a scene there as people know?
No.
There was only
That
two
bad,
bands.
yeah.
There was the Stone Roses and the Happy Mondays, and that was it. And then there was a lot of other bands that started up and got record deals and all the rest of it on the strength of that. And where are they now? In fact, even where are them other two bands now?
Where were they then?
Where were they then? Even, yeah. I mean, the Stone Roses are in the studio doing the album and all that, and God knows what's going on there. But the rest of the bands just sort of faded into insignificance. But the thing I remember most about it is like She Bangs the Drums is probably
It's one of the greats, isn't it?
Oh yeah, the Stone Roses,
Brilliant single, yeah.
You know, the Stone Roses did leave us with some great songs like I Wanna Be Adored and Fool's Gold and She Bangs the Drums and Waterfall and stuff like that. The Happy Mondays, a few good tunes, but I don't think the scene was that great. I don't think scenes are.
Well, that's the funny thing. I mean, like, if, for instance, that was happening now, whether you like it or not, like half the country would probably think you're baggy. They'd certainly call you Manchester, etc. If it was happening, would that be annoying to be roped in with something that would mean nothing to you?
Yeah.
In other words, it's better that you're almost in isolation in some ways, because like that's what Manchester is and
absolutely,
meant for.
Yeah. It's good that scene
fix this chair.
been and gone.
I'm all right now. What were you saying? Sorry.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's that you're happy to sort of live in isolation. As
I think you've got to. There's like a lot of bands now who jumped on the new wave bandwagon in England are now wishing to crash.
But I mean, is there such a thing, or is that just like?
I don't think there's not such a thing. It's just an invention of the press, isn't it? I mean, there was nothing going on.
And to smash these Animal Men, maybe a couple more you get in. I don't know. They seem to want to add in Echo Valley. I don't know why.
Where are they?
Elastica.
Yeah,
where are Elastica? Good.
You know, and like there's bands that stand on their own. Sadly, there's only. I mean, like we're not part of New Wave, which is fine by us. We never wanted it anyway. And if they'd have stuck that tag on us, we'd have completely, like, you know, said we're not part of it. And then sometimes it's better to be in a scene because, you know, that scene will carry you for a certain amount of time. But anything's better than being in Shed 7 these days.
Cilla Black used to do the coats at the Cavern. Did you know that? And she, look at her now, biggest thing on television. And if it wasn't for hanging around the Beatles,
yeah, well, yeah.
that scene, the Mersey scene.
Yeah.
Okay, well, listen, look, that's just the thing about that gig you did up in Scotland. I mean, why would you possibly want to hitch to Scotland to beg a guy for a gig? Why didn't you just beg the guy down the road for a gig?
Because we've been playing. We didn't. Right, let's get the story straight in. We didn't hitch to Scotland, and we didn't beg anyone for a gig. Right?
Oh, really? Somebody
I've
got those two wrong.
Yeah. Somebody who was in a band in Glasgow knew us through somebody else and said, "Do you know any bands that would come up and play a gig?" So I said, "Well, I know this band called Oasis." So he said, "Well, we asked them will they come up?" So we said, "Yeah, we'll come up." We hired a van, put loads of people in it. We charged them money for the petrol. I said, "You pay money towards the petrol, we'll get you into the gig for free. We'll have a good night." And they said, "Fine." So we got to the gig after driving all day, and the promoter said, "I've never heard of you. You're not supposed to be playing here tonight. So, you know, we're not going to let you play." So we sort of pointed out the fact to him that he had 2 security guards on the door and there was 17 of us. I sort of stood there and said, "So what are you going to do about that then?" And he said, "Well, if you put it like that, I suppose I can give you sort of half an hour." So we went on. When the doors opened, it was about 7:30. Started playing, and unbeknown to us, Alan McGee had just missed his train back to London round the corner, and he had an hour to kill for the next train. And he just decided that he was going to go for a drink in the club. Walked in the doors, we were going on stage. Someone said, "Who's this band?" And he said, "Oh, they're a bunch of guys who just threatened to smash the place up if we didn't let them play." And he went, "Alright." And then he got, said, "Never heard of them, from Manchester, aren't they? Some lippy manx." Bought a drink, watched us do the gig, came off stage, give us a 6-album deal. Just like that. Sounds bizarre, but it's true.
I mean, this is the kind of thing I'm going to be reading about in the history of rock and roll for the 90s.
I hope so, yeah.
The year 2000. I'm going to say, "Oh yeah, well, you know, they did tell me that," but it's really true, that story.
That's totally true.
That's exactly how it was.
God, well, I bought a lotto ticket today. I haven't checked the numbers.
I was like, Alan who?
Yeah, right. You didn't know who Alan McGee was, no?
I knew who he was.
I knew he was, but I mean, I didn't know anything about him. I didn't know a great deal about sort of creation apart from sort of Primal Scream and My Bloody Valentine and...
Well, that's enough.
You know,
I mean, is it good enough being on Creation? Is it good being on Creation? Like, I mean, have you got the distribution with the bigger label elsewhere?
Couldn't be better.
Well, Sony sort of distribute Creation, but the thing about Creation is they just let us do what we want. You know what I mean? If we went in there tomorrow and said we want 16-piece bassoon tuba section on the next record, they'd go, "Off you go, man." And they just let us do it. I mean, they don't
sounds like Paul McCartney to George Martin on the album that was made 2 days after you were born.
Yeah.
Okay, tell you what, I'm going to give you 1 minute to get your guitars together and play another song. Okay, we're live with 2 members of Oasis. I don't have my microphone anymore, so Noel, you introduce this because you need my microphone.
Right, okay, this was recorded 2 days ago. It's not live at all, by the way. No, this is Slide Away. And well, there it is.
All you got, mine today.
sleep. Need you now. Yeah, you got me on my knees. I dream of you, and we talk of growing old. Oh, but you said please don't. Sliding, baby, together we'll fly. I tried praying, but I don't know what you're saying to me. Now that you're mine, we'll find a way, chasing the sun. Let me be the one who shines with you, 'cause in the morning you won't know what to do. We're two of a kind. We'll find a way, do what we've done. Let me be the one who shines with you. We can slide away, slide away, slide away, it all you got. But today, yeah, falling from the top, dreaming you and all the things you say. I wonder where you are now. Sliding, baby, together we'll fly. I tried praying, but I don't know what you're saying to me. Now that you're mine, we'll find a way, we're chasing the sun. Let me be the one who shines with you, 'cause in the morning